Hi, everybody. Welcome back.
Hi, welcome back.
Guys, we are just back from Las Vegas. We were brought in to do Shelf Talk Live at the ASD show. So we're going to
Oh
talk
my
a little
God,
bit
so
about that.
much fun.
And
So much.
we have questions for each other. So, Susan, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm clearly trying to multitask at the same time we're doing this with something on my screen, and I keep like, let it go, let it go. I'm doing great. We had such a good time last week. I mean, way more. I didn't even know what to expect. We at the ASD show, and so much fun. I love spending time with you, and then just I was like, that was good fun. That was good fun. Yeah.
Okay, what was your favorite part?
Ooh, what was my? I love the tour. I love walking the aisles and finding things and having a purpose. I'm not buying anything right now for any clients, so it was. I would say my favorite part was walking the aisles with you.
It was
And
fun. I mean,
oh yeah.
we're
And just like looking, finding things, it's great. So I like doing it by myself, but honestly, I love having,
oh, wait.
a partner because you can just we kept gravitating towards the same things, which was great. I thought it was fun. We were like, oh yeah, oh my God, yeah, da, 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 da. And then also some of the most crazy stuff we saw there.
Oh my God. So I agree. I miss what I think a lot of buyers travel in packs.
Hmm.
Those buyers who go to the shows by themselves, it's hard. I mean,
Oh my gosh,
I
yeah.
mean, you just
It's
kind of
lonely.
you motor through it and you have your agenda. But there's
Hmm.
something about having somebody else to both like make fun of things. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Just like bouncing, like, am I crazy? Is this cool or am I crazy?
Yeah, exactly. And to keep your spirits up and to have that dialogue that you are usually having in your head, but now you have someone to bounce these ideas off of. And exactly, you look at things, you're like, why do I like this? Is it okay to like this? And they're like, no, it's not okay. You need to move on. Okay, it's just me.
I think like a lot of people were DMing me like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad to see some of the things that are there." We have to preface this with, and they say this, it's like it's a treasure hunt, but
Yes.
it's not the gift show where they have these big, beautiful, displayed out booths at all. It's all about moving goods, and
Hmm.
that's don't I forget I did something today on stories, and it's like it dawned on me that's the difference. It's like that gift shows, it's all about the zhuzhing and getting customers to come in and that
Yeah.
yumminess of visual, and for this show it's all about moving goods.
Yeah, it is 100% it's pretty cut and dry, it's not pretty display. You go in there, you're lucky people have if they have their name up there and some shelving units and we are good to go.
There that and it's funny because I think about things we were filming and there was
Very
nothing
warehouse.
like, yeah, there's nothing like inspirational, like, oh my God, I want to do this at home.
Yep.
But man, there was some kick-ass stuff there that,
Yeah.
like, the cost of goods on some of it, like, I didn't
Mhm.
even tell you, like, the last booths that Lucia and I and her daughter went to, there was one, and I don't know how we didn't see it because it was actually really well done. It reminded me of booths at Magic, uh,
Right.
which the Magic booths are a little bit zhuzhier. There's no big displays, but they're a lot cleaner. Sometimes they're not
Right.
all. But this was, I think they're out of New York. They had, I'm trying to find my PO right now. They had the best Evelyn K. And they had
Okay.
the best, actually, no, that's the crossbodies that we looked at that are the Claire V knockoff.
Oh yeah, those are cute. I
This
like those.
one's Lima Leon.
Lehman,
And they
yes. I
had
like lemon, but Lima, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Lima Limon.
Yeah.
They had amazing headbands and like this faux hermes print, and then scrunchies that went back to the print, but really clean. And the colors were amazing. And
Oh,
some of
good.
the guy that does the buying
Yeah,
agency
the buying agency.
showed some of their earrings, but
Yes.
like that was like the find of this. Everything's $4.50.
That's
Like,
nuts. Yeah, that is. And it's interesting because you, I'm sure you could do your whole business through this market.
really?
Maybe. I'm sure people, well, I say that because I'm sure someone does, right?
Yeah,
If you
well,
do,
yeah.
I'd be very curious. But this is really supplemental. Like I see this as a supplemental market to, and where you find certain things that yeah, this is not a full meal deal market. But if, when I say I'm sure someone does, I'm sure there's someone out there who's like, my
Well,
entire
I think
store
a
is
lot of
this.
those buyers have never been to, other than the two women that were from
Oklahoma?
Charleston, Oklahoma. I don't
Oklahoma.
think many of these buyers have gone to the traditional gift shows. Like the liquidation world, this was what the show started as. The liquidation
Yeah.
world is totally different than the gift.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, I was talking with Elizabeth, my old colleague who and we used to work at the University of Washington, the bookstore. And it's called ICBA. It's Independent Collegiate Bookstore Association is what it is. And we belong to that. And then you go to trade shows, and there's a big ICBA trade show. And then you usually go to CAMX, which is college trade show. And she was saying, this was before I had started. She's like, "Oh my God." She goes, "Yeah, I remember when ICBA, we went to the ASD trade show." And
Oh,
she went there once and I could see it. I could see like getting into like liquidation batteries. I know that sounds random, or like notebooks or things like that to sell at bookstores, like college bookstores. There's things that are a lot of like one and dones. And
the one thing I don't think I was prepared for, which this is the true liquidation, was the aisles and aisles of like Tide and
right.
cleaning products. But
Yes.
that's the true roots of the show is
Yeah.
the liquidation. But man, there was like some amazing. I mean, I'm placing orders for some stuff that we saw that I'm waiting to get prices on it from them. So that was so much fun.
It was well, and it was interesting because there were a few vendors there that we also see at the more traditional gift show.
Yeah.
DM merchandise was there, but then geometry, those phenomenal, kitchen towels and everything was there. And I think he was like, "Yeah, I'm here." That was his first time doing it. And he was sort of chatting about that he lives pretty close by. So it was an easy and to like, let's just try it out. I don't know if he was receiving the clientele and orders that he
There's
normally would.
a 13 door store that
You're
approached. But
right.
that worked out. That was worth it right
Oh my
there.
gosh. Yeah. So that is totally right.
And he was in the liquidation area. He wasn't in the best area. But again, like his display it wasn't at all
But
like,
he was trying it out too. He's like, all right, let's see what this is about.
yeah.
And I mean, because there was tons of people there.
I highly recommend it. It is again like it's not going to be the replacement for your
No,
gift shop.
absolutely not. It is supplemental and
Yeah.
you're going to find some good stuff. Yeah.
That's the word. So that was super fun. And thank you so much. Susan took me for my belated birthday to Holy Mother of God, that restaurant, everything from the music to the waiter that was super hot to
Mm,
the food. Oh my God. It was amazing.
so
Like,
good. It's
thank
so
you.
good to share things there because usually I'll go by myself and I'm like, all right, I'll just get my little things. And then to be able to get more than, it's like, this is good to share.
I need to recreate that salad too what's the vinegar again they use?
Yeah, it's a Lambrusco vinaigrette. A Lambrusco.
I love how I'm asking you that on camera.
It's okay. And the recipe is no. No, that is in my top, like, let's say I would put that in my top five salads. Okay. Is that salad there at Mother Wolf, the basic misto salad? The other one is my other favorite salad is this is a detour.
Welcome to
My
South.
other favorite salad, this is one of the questions, is at Don Angie in New York. They make this chrysanthemum leaf salad that I literally just like blew my socks off. I was like, I have the cookbook just for the salad recipe, and I need to make it now.
Oh,
So at Don Angie, and then my other favorite salad lately has been at Vern's in Charleston, and they make a phenomenal Caesar salad that is piled so high with like pillowy soft Parmesan cheese and breadcrumbs. So
Ah,
we can just go out to salads. That's all we need to do.
the mother wolf
There you
one,
go.
the mother
That
wolf
mother wolf salad though.
was simple, like mandolin, really tiny baby um, zucchinis and
Oh
mandolin
yes.
radishes, butter lettuce, and I think just a spring lettuce. Were there onions
Hmm.
in it or no? There was
I
just
don't know, but
parsley.
the vinaigrette is what makes it amazing. And then they put beautiful little flowers, edible flowers in there too.
So lovely. So
I
thank you
know.
so much.
This is now a salad podcast.
Welcome to Salad Talk. Then we're going to talk a
Shelf
little
talk
bit
is not
about,
salad talk.
before we get into the questions. Susan brought this book up to me. It's a book that's been around for 30 years. And
Yes.
you had mentioned it before, and I remember saying I want to read it, and maybe I did buy it, and I don't know where it is, but The Artist's Way. And if
Hmm.
you listen to the podcast I did with Emily from M's Garden, I had mentioned that I often, what we do for work is so creative, and I get home and you don't have a said project to work on, and I
Yes.
literally don't know what to do with, like, I want to be creative. You have these aspirations of, like, I'm going to go out and watercolor, and then I sit
Yeah.
there and I'm like, I don't even know how to mix the colors, but I don't have that. And this book, The Artist Way, is about finding your spiritual path to a higher
Hmm.
creativity. And I talk to me a little bit, because you've gone through all the book.
I have. I actually recently went through it in as a book club situation. And this was a book that I had picked up a couple different times over the past 15 years, but never, and would start a little bit and then put it down. And this time it just hit right. And I think it is one of those things because it does read like a workbook. You go, each chapter is sort of, you could ideally do like each one chapter a week. I mean, but you could space it out as long as you want. And then there's little exercises that go with it. This tapped into my creativity and really talked about what the holdups I have with it. And this plays into so many things, like when we're at work and things. The people that surround you that are wondering if what you do is really artistic or not. I mean, it's huge. It talks about you take yourself on artist dates, which, we talk about inspiration and like inspiration days. And this is what this is. It's like allowing you and talking to you and realizing that if you're a creative, and it doesn't matter what kind of creative you are, this speaks to any type of creative, that there's validation in it. And I don't know, I loved it. I loved it. It was very tapped in exactly as I needed it. you know I was telling you, I said the first chapter, which actually isn't even the chapter, but the intro, I was like crying because I was like, someone's reading my diary. Um there's just really lovely. Oh, I love it. Like, you talk about jealousy, being jealous of others, competition,
Uh,
and that those are real things that, as creatives that we deal with, you
Yeah,
know.
that for sure. Elizabeth Gilbert has a quote on the back of it. It's a fascinating and fun 12-week long program of exercises and explorations to help you loosen up your artistic self. Loosen up
Yes.
is the big one for me.
Yeah.
Times in the last decade, I've committed to doing the artist way, and each time I've learned something important and surprising about myself and my work. Without the artist way, there would have never been no Eat, Pray, Love. So
Right.
I'm super excited to do this because, like I said, I often, not often, I have not found my creative passion, when I'm not working. And
Hmm.
maybe I don't need it, but I really want to foster that. And I get home and I start nesting, and a little bit of it's the house. I do a little bit of
Hmm.
the yard, but it's not sit down and create something and kind of just let yourself go and not worry about whatever. And there's not an end goal. And I think everything I do and we do, there's an
Oh
end.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
So
and well, you have a date even when it needs to be done by.
all
Yeah,
about just create. And so for me, that's the reason why. So if anybody else is doing this, please let us know what you guys think.
absolutely.
We'll kind of keep you up to abreast of what
I
we're doing.
know because I'm gonna start I'm gonna reread and catch up to where you are and which is really just chapter one, which is great, so that we can talk a little bit more about it. They do have you do one thing that called morning pages, which is writing in the morning. And I know you already do that on your own, which is great. And that's a practice that I don't do. And I think it really is just as long as you do some writing at some time, there's a lot of flexibility with the book. I think and that's the idea is being there's a lot of flexibility within your creativity. I don't, it's a great book. I love it. I love that you're reading it because that makes me happy. So
So
we can talk
excited.
about it. Okay.
So that now we're caught up. So now today's episode is all kinds of questions that pertain to what we do, but maybe you would never ask, we've never thought about it. So I
Mhm.
pitched mine to Chat GPT, and Susan didn't. I came on and I was like, oh, you should do this. So I'll read to you what I asked Chat GPT, because I don't use it as much as I could. And I listen to people when how they utilize Chat GPT, and it's like, damn.
Mhm.
So I dabble in it. This is my dabble. So this is my prompt. Hello, I have a podcast named the Retail Horror Podcast, and we've created a sideshow called Self Shock. It is with my friend and fellow merchandiser, Susan Esayian, and we talk all things merchandising, design, and display. Today we're recording an episode where we are asking each other questions that most people don't know about us. And can you help me create 6 questions for her? So they created 6, and then the second prompt was amazing. Um, if you want to get more fun and memorable and have more chaotic questions, I can ask those. So chaotic questions. So we're going to go back and forth between the
Yes.
chaotic and what did you put for your prompt? And then I'm gonna I don't should we do each ask the questions or just go through all 6 at one time so it's less distracting?
Let's we can do it. Let's back and forth. I'm sorry about the pings. I need to delete the pings here. I was gonna say let's back and forth, I think would be nice. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Do you want to read your prompt or was it kind of close to mine?
My prompt was kind of close to yours. It wasn't as detailed as yours. I kind of said I want to ask my work colleague who I record a podcast with about display merchandising 6 questions. And I asked a different one on my phone, which was I said these are supposed to be fun questions that help our listeners get to know each other better.
I mean, there's so many good questions here right now. I'm like, okay, which one?
I know.
I
Okay, wait, do one because
I
I
think
wonder if some
one
of my
comes
prompts
off of
resonate.
chaotic. So the first
Okay.
one's coming off of chaotic. Chaotic. What's the prettiest thing that has ever annoyed you in a retail space?
Okay. Just so you
Lighting.
know, I don't have that as a question, so that's good. They gave me different ones
Good.
because oh, okay. They do say I got one that said, "What's the prettiest thing you've ever judged in someone else's display?" Okay, the pettiest or prettiest?
Prettiest. Oh, pettiest. Oh, it is
Oh,
petty.
petty. Actually, that makes sense because I was
I'll
like,
take things I can't spell for 100.
"What's the pettiest thing I've ever?" Oh my goodness. How do I? Okay, I'm gonna mute this. Mute. Thank you. Oh shoot, what's the pettiest? Oh my God, I can get a little,
Oh, petty.
I
Sorry.
can get petty, but now I'm thinking like, what is the pet? Oh, well, I mean, I'll go into stores and get like, I will get petty about, okay, I will, and I know you'll love this one. I get petty about plastic risers too. If I see too much acrylic, it's the worst thing ever. If I just see a bunch of crap on the table, worst thing ever. First time, okay, petty is this. Here's this. Um, I used to buy and merchandise for the Virginia Mason Hospital gift shop in Seattle, Washington, which I love. It became my baby. It doesn't exist anymore, sadly, but that's another story. So I can say this. And so the day I walked in to look at the store, just as I was taking it over, I have photos of it, and my jaw was on the floor with what I was seeing. It was a fall display where there were scarves draped as tablecloths and every item that could even be it was I can't even handle it. It was like every item known to mankind was shoved on this table. More things were on the floor. Um, I spent like I filmed it. I took photos of it, and I still have them because I still look back at them and go, "Oh my God, is that petty?" I don't know. That was
No, it's not petty at all. It's well, it goes back to, we're going to turn this into a lesson. It goes back to every it, just because it has a theme, it doesn't mean everything has to go on that table.
holy moly, doesn't it
It's
not?
I will tell people that when I set up something like it's a cactus theme, because I have come back and found every single item that possibly had a
Yeah,
cactus or a glimpse of a cactus, or we
yeah.
thought it looked like a cactus, all on that. And it has turned it from a very cohesive, tight, impactful statement into a very garage sale
It
look.
was it was like grandma's at a garage sale. There was a they
Because it's
had
run
sort
by
of like
volunteers,
a huh?
run by volunteers that are often grandmas.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. They had sort of like a antique medicine cabinet that they were using as a display piece. Could be totally cute. But and so it was like out on display with convenience packets of Advil and Tylenol in it. And I was just like, I couldn't, but I did. It should be noted, I made that store amazing. So I'm just gonna let you know.
I know.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. So, anyways, there you go. That would be one of my pettiest things. All right. Should I ask you a new question now? Here we go. You get an unlimited budget. I wonder if you got this same question, but only 5 minutes to create a store display. What's your unhinged plan?
Oh,
5 minutes? I'm going to give you 10 minutes. 15. I give you 15 minutes and an unlimited budget.
so I'm picturing this. I just walk into a store. Do I have to go buy the product? Like, and like, do I have to go create
Yeah,
it?
this isn't okay. Let
Read
me
it one
think
more
about.
time. Read it one more time.
Yeah, but see, this question doesn't really give some. This has caveats. This requires caveats. Okay, you get an unlimited budget, but only 5 minutes. I'm going to give you 15 minutes. And only 15 minutes to create a store display. What's your unhinged plan? You were able to shop. Um, you have everything you want in front of you.
Okay,
You
so
only have 15 minutes to create a
unlimited
display.
budget, and it's if it could be quite unhinged. I am going to say I am going to go do what we have often done and go to either an IKEA or
Huh?
a Hobby Lobby. We actually, okay, so we did this for Stonewall Kitchen, where we had not an unlimited budget. We had a good sized budget. And I got to Dallas. I was by myself. You weren't here yet.
Hmm.
Drove over to, we already knew what the display was. And it was literally the most unhinged situation you've ever seen with me with two cards, two, not one, two. And it was like a speed dating game,
Yes.
racing. I already knew because we're copying the displays that we did at the first
Right.
location, which was Atlanta. So you're like looking for the same things. Well, guess what? Not all the Hobby Lobbies and IKEAs have the same thing.
But what are you picking up first? So you have you have an empty thing. What are the things you are speed shopping?
It's everything from architecture. I started with the architecture. So I started down the halls with like all the risers and all those tiered fixture things,
Yep.
piling those in. Mind you, you only got 15 minutes. So you got two carts you're working. So I'm pushing one car and I'm pulling another. And then, so architecture is number one. The
Okay.
risers also are your architecture. So that's number two because they are right next to each other in the aisle. So you're taking care of one to another. So you have a little loop, you do that. Then
Yep.
you're going to go hit the flowers and plants. And if you're
Yep.
smart, you're hitting it on the day that they have 40% off, which is every other week. So check the flyer. Then you're going to hit there, you're going to hit the stem. So hit all the stems, pull out what I need. Then you're going to go to the other aisles, which are close to it. And then you're going to pick up all the things like the vine stuff, the fruits and vegetables, the like cactuses. Then
Mhm.
you're going to get that done. And then you're going to go look in, I don't do the fabric. I will go to the seasonal displays. And if I need any kind of tabletop fabric or anything like that, then you hit
Mhm.
that and look for dish towels, and by that point, you have hit 15 minutes and you are two carts in and $700 done. Boom.
Nice. Excellent done. Excellent job.
Um, okay. I'm going to give you a not so unhinged one.
Okay.
What's the merchandising hill you'll die on that most people in the industry would disagree with?
Oh, shoot. Okay. Hmm. Um, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yeah.
That-
Give an example.
yeah, just an example. God, I could attribute that to everything. It feels like. Sorry.
Ah!
Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Uh, okay, let me think of an example. Oh shoot. God, the sound of my silence while I'm thinking about this.
I want to play that music. Da, na, na, na. So is that?
No, I can't even think. I know. And the funny thing is I can't think of an example, but I just know that most of the time people want to, it's the using of something just because it exists in a display. Well, I have it, I bought it, it's sitting here and need to use it. I'm like, it doesn't look good. It doesn't, just because it's there doesn't mean it needs to be used. Like that, I mean, that is sort of like, I guess, a hill just because, and I even have to tell myself this, sometimes you get caught up in like using one particular product or one particular item and I'm like married to it suddenly. And I'm like, I have to make this work. You're like, no, you don't. You do not have to make it work. So I guess that then it kind of goes along with my other hill that I'll die on, which is not, it's more of a phrase. It's more of a motto, which is like, if it's taken me X amount of minutes and I'm touching this same item, it's gone. It's done. Walk away. It's not meant to be used. And I've spent 20 minutes trying to make this box work. It's never going to happen.
Like that.
Like walk away and be done with it. Um, so it's not a specific item that I'm going to die, a hill that I'll die on, although there are plenty of things out there that I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of acrylic risers unless you put it inside of a basket or a bowl and I can't see it. And that's the only time that it's okay to use those. Um, oh, I swear to God, you know what? Its use of fabrics sometimes kill me in displays. It's got to be done well. It has got to be done well. I'm like, if you think you're gonna, if so, the hill I will die on, if someone tells me that they're decorating, it's not decorating. This isn't your house at the holidays. Okay. Save that for your own house. This is my job. It is not decorating. This is display. This is, so those are the things I get up in arms about.
Uh, I'm trying to think about if I have one of those hills I'll die on. I mean, we all know the fucking plastic riser thing is my hill.
Yes.
Um, okay.
There you go. Okay. Now, this is totally different. This is more about you. I want to know what was your first job? And babysitting doesn't count.
Um, it's funny because I'm writing out part of the book and I've said wet seal has always been my first job. And
Mhm.
I don't think it was. I think Buffums was my first job.
Muffins.
Buffums was God, like I mean, it was my first job. So I was 14. Yeah, it was Buffum. So I was 14 and it's like it was a department store that was in Manhattan Village. It was one of the
Mhm.
anchors. It I think Orbox is the one that was all blue. So it was Buffums. And it was basically just a whatever. And I was a cashier. And this
Yeah.
is this is where, and you're right. I'm putting things out for this book and I'm doing some of it like dictating and some of it I'm writing. And I'm like, wait, that that really happened. Like there's things that I'm like, wow, like I'm willing to give up like a lot of like personal stuff. And this one was this is where Michelle decided that she thought she was smarter than the people and was stealing money from the register. Like not big amounts, like little, like five here, two there. Like this is also when registers where it was on a Z out system.
Yeah.
You could hit no sale and just open up the register. Like I
Yep.
I was making change is what, and like the fact that I was doing this at 14 is frightening. And I got very lucky in the sense that the security team who pulled me aside, talk about shitting your pants, also like
Oh God.
pulling you aside and pulling you into the HR office
Yeah.
and pulling out the videotape.
Oh no.
Ah,
Michelle.
like still horrifies me. And it's like, obviously, this is not something I do or have done ever again. But
Oh God, no. But I mean, if that's a wake up call at that moment of like,
oh my God. And the I got very lucky that they did not call the police. I don't know if it's because I was 14 and I was
probably,
underage.
and they were probably like, this is, yeah, they knew that they could scare
They
you.
call my mom, which Bone Eater, my mom's nickname Bone Eater, was not fucking happy. Like
Oh,
I
she
don't know
wasn't.
how long. Oh my God. Like I don't know how long I was grounded for. I mean, and I'm not trying to excuse it, but I was in a situation where my mom was one of the very first women divorced in Manhattan Beach. And it was like the 70s. So divorce wasn't a big thing then. And my mom, we were in a town, Manhattan Beach isn't anything what it was now, but we were in a town where it was like the haves and haves not. And all the girls I went to school with all had brand new clothes. My brother went to school with kids that all had OPs. Jonathan had, and Dave did too. Dave's mom sewed. So he
Uh-huh.
the sewn homemade pattern from whatever the pattern company was,
Yeah.
OPs. And you were in a situation where all these kids have all these things. And my mom was a single mom. She worked every day. We were basically latchkey kids, which I'm sure had something to do with thinking no one's going to catch me. And I that's the only thing I could think of is why I was stupid enough to do that, to be able to buy things that some of these other girls had. And
But kids do that. That's the thing. And you don't know, you sometimes you just don't know that it's that wrong. You're like,
oh, I
you're,
knew it was wrong. I
yeah,
mean,
or, but you know what I mean? Like you're staring at it and you're like, well, and
going to
I
catch
mean,
me.
it's kids will hear, I mean, it's great that, I mean, what is great about it is that you were caught and they were caught, you were caught in a way that was done well, meaning that like, security was like, this is the footage and we're going to call your mom and that should end this
I don't know
promptly.
if they showed my mom the video. I mean, there's a whole host of shit that I did in school, and it will all come, but there's a whole host of shit that I have done in those years of either being a latchkey kid or, but now I look at it and it's like my poor mother. Like I mean, I really, for a single mom, because my dad wanted nothing to do with us. He was there. I
Uh-huh.
quotes, but he really wanted nothing to do with this, which is why when it came to me going to Japan, why my mom did not want to sign off on it. I went to Japan, I was 15. Like I had
Yeah.
no like, and my dad was like, okay, if you want to go, bye. And my mom was like, not a big fan of it, but they let me go. But it's because I was like so out of control. My mom said you had your own mind literally when you were in third grade and you started
Right.
coming home with report cards that said talks too much and doesn't listen and needs to apply herself.
Oh, Michelle. I love it.
So that's something.
Well done. Well done, girl. Look what you,
Oh, okay.
Michelle, all grown up now. Love it.
Let me see. We're not going to do an unhinged question. What's an opinion you had early in your career that you've completely changed your mind about? It could be something in growth, it could be something in merchandising, it could be something in how you handle people and management, all the things. Because I think all of us had really strong opinions when we started out early, and now
Hmm.
we're in our 50s and 60s. I think that there's a lot of our opinions.
Yeah.
So what is one of yours?
I mean, I don't know if I've ever held by like any really steadfast opinions, but what I've done though is as I've gotten older, is gotten better at looking at myself when I hear an opinion forming in my head. And that is, I see that as growth. I'm like, I'm not holding on to a snark, or I'm not holding on to a judge, or I'm not, I mean, that's a natural thing that all of us are going to do. But is understanding that, is looking at that as going, wait a minute, why am I being this way?
Mm.
And, in stepping back and taking a look and asking myself, I'm like, that person, that display, that business, that anything has a point of reference and a reason and a place. And it's not for me to be that, to have that kind of judgment on it. Whereas maybe I would have gone in before younger and just be like, yeah, this is this way and this is this way. And I don't feel this
Judgy
way.
bitch.
What's that?
Judgy bitch.
Judgy bitch. I always kept it to myself for the most part. That should be noted. But I think, I mean, like I'm much better now at just like looking at myself and asking myself that and understanding, I hope I never actually ever acted on things like that. That would make me feel awful if I did on previous judgments, you know what I mean? But it was, yeah, if that's an opinion or something, it's a change of behavior that I like about myself, and that I mean we're always kind of growing, right? And that's one that's just like, no, this is like, ask yourself why you have an opinion this way. Ask yourself, like, why am I thinking this way? Is it something to do with me? Am I coming into the situation, not confident enough? And so I'm building myself up to make myself feel better, X, Y, and Z. Those types of things.
I
There you
think
go.
it also makes you more compassionate when you think about maybe they didn't have a budget. Maybe
Oh, yeah.
this is the best they, and I think when you say that, like I think about automatically of when we used to go to Atlanta for Peking Handicraft, and they always sent Peter, who
Hmm.
his nickname to me has always been Panda. So Peter would come with us, and Dave did the construction, and I did the design, and Panda was there basically for help, hands-on help, and he's customer service.
Hmm.
I remember like Dave's doing his thing. I'm like, Peter, can you do me a favor? I mean, I never even called him Peter. I can't even say that like normal. I'm like,
I actually, I've never heard his real name before until now because he's just Panda.
hey, can you do this? Blah, blah. And I remember leaving and coming back and going, Panda, what are you doing? And he's like, I don't know. I'm a customer service guy, Michelle. And it dawned on me, like, just because I think I know what I'm talking about,
Hmm.
it's like not everybody knows what you're talking about. Not everyone knows the display principles that we were lucky enough to learn through hands-on or education of working with other retailers. And
Right.
like, and I think that I think that's a good way of thinking of that, because it's true. I think it makes you more compassionate and understanding, and less judgy.
Yeah, 100%. Like even looking, I know I was talking about the hospital gift shop earlier, right? That's, yeah, there's that. And yes.
Your
And,
younger self.
but what now?
Your younger self.
It was my younger self, but I also understand like where they were coming from. There was no one there who, they didn't have a support system, you
Yeah.
know? That was, and then you learn. And so it's like, learn what's going on,
I
Yeah.
think that helps for any manager, because I've had other store owners ask me, like, I just don't understand why they don't understand it. And I
Oh
had
my,
said to somebody, it really gets down to communication, like communicating what the display is about, I ordered X, Y, and Z for this display. Show them, build. That's why something like Anthro, we would get big boards that showed what was coming in, what SKUs
right.
in that were for that concept. And explain, like, give them, some reasoning of like why these things are in there. And it's like, and then also give them reasoning of like what does not go in there. But I think communication solves a lot of that, because
Yes.
I think that's every owner that orders stuff comes in, your employees all gung ho, excited, they're putting stuff out, they're excited about it. They honestly are doing it, like they're not doing it half-assed. They're doing it because they really care. And
Exactly. And they're doing it with the information that they have.
and I think sometimes it helps to step back and go, they really had their heart in it. They really meant well. I did
Hmm.
not give them enough information of where this goes. Because I think a lot of times, and I've been there before, like, what the fuck were you thinking? Like, really? Like, why would you think? And
Why
that,
would you put this here? Yeah. Why is it? Then you're like, did I even tell you? No, you're not in my brain. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, good. That
Okay.
was another
Um,
learning moment.
no. Okay. This is just a fun one because I know many listeners know that you worked at Fred Siegel.
Yes.
And wait, can you hear my husband in the other room? Okay, good. He's on his own Zoom meeting.
Oh,
So he's over there and I'm lost. And like I can hear him all of a sudden. I'm like, his office is on the other side of the wall. Okay. Many people know you worked at Fred Siegel. This is just a fun one. What is your favorite celebrity that you met and worked with? Are you
uh,
allowed to tell?
yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay. I was like celebrity stories.
The nicest was Tom Cruise, and I talked about this before, I think on the podcast, is that we the thing about that Fred's was that was so amazing is it was before cell phones and all that. And like
Hmm.
they all these celebrities could come in, and there's paparazzi, and they were stopped at the door. They were not allowed to come in. So
Right.
once they went through those doors, it was, you could see this sense of relief, and I can just go and be me and have some lunch with my friends, go shopping. There was a
Yeah.
one in there. So we were lucky enough to see celebrities in a totally different light than with but Tom Cruise was the nicest. We were ringing him up for something, and he reached over to grab a pen to sign the credit card receipt, and he knocked the pen out, the canister over, and it went
Hmm.
down over this other side of the counter where I was. And he was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." He comes from behind the counter. I'm all, "No, no, no, it's okay, really." And he's like, "No, no, no." He gets down on his all hands, like down all fours, and he's like picking pencil. I'm like, "No, really, it's okay. Like, you don't have to do this." And he's like, "No, no, no." Puts it up. But I mean, the other one was Knight Rider. What's his name?
Oh,
Richard.
oh, wait a minute. Oh my God, what's his name? Oh, I
I
can see Hasselhoff, David Hasselhoff,
No, no, okay, no, different one.
a
Oh
different Knight Rider.
no, it was Knight Rider, but it was, I can't even remember the damn actor's name, but he had a show. It was another one of those kind of Knight Riders kind of show. And Richard Dean Anderson.
Okay.
The nicest. I still would see him. There's a few people I still see, and I haven't seen Richard since I lived in California, but I would see them years later. And
Right.
Michelle, how are you? And I'll
Uh,
never forget, my favorite story is where I was in Anthro, and Richard came in, and Enoch, who oddly still works in anthropology this years later. I think he's management now, but he is
I was gonna say he owns Anthro at this point. Like,
always the greeter, Enoch. He
yeah.
was
Wow.
the nicest kid. And Richard comes in, and Enoch's in the back. He's like, "Yo, yo, Richard Anderson's in the house." And I was like, because I'm out of Fred Siegel, and you never acted like you knew
Right.
who anybody was. It was just like,
Yeah, that wasn't, yes. You
and
didn't ring any bells like at Trader Joe's for a celebrity sighting or
here's
something.
Enoch shouting it out from the front door. And I was like, "Oh my God." But it was, we were really lucky because there was really not very many celebrities that were not kind, and we didn't have their phone numbers or
Right.
went to their houses to drop things off. I mean, some of my kids babysat for Tom Hanks and Rita. Like, it was a crazy intimate relationship you have with them when there's none of all that going on.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, but those are some of my favorites.
That's fun. That's fun to hear. I love it.
The ones that scared me, I'm just going to say it right
Oh
now.
yeah, please.
Scared the shit out of me. And
We did?
Barbara Streisand and Maria Shriver. Maria Shriver was mean, mean. mean?
Uh,
Like demanding the sense of like
is this
point
before or after Arnold? I don't know, right? Still
before.
Arnold.
This is she was
Yeah.
with Arnold, so
Yeah.
pointing to her bags like, please carry those out for. I don't even know if she said please. It was like carry those to the
Hear
car.
those. Oh, jeez.
Like carrying the bags out, and then just Barbara Streisand scared me because the it's fucking Barbara Streisand. Like,
Yeah. I think I
yeah,
wouldn't know. Like in my brain, it's like she would walk in and be surrounded by like just some sort of like force field or something. I don't know.
like she was
Yeah.
like she scared the shit out of me, and I was the owner.
And you said, Papa, Papa, can you hear me?
Hilarious. Okay, I had a question for you now, and I'm like, oh, this one's good. Tell me
Yeah.
about a display that you created or saw, really created, that completely failed, and what you learned from it.
Yeah. Um, so many displays fail. I mean, that is like across like
Do
so many
tell.
fail.
Yeah,
I
and I
mean,
don't think people
yeah.
realize that we there's a lot of trial and error in what we do. And
Mm.
it is often at the fucking 11th hour that it fails. And you're
Yeah.
like,
I mean, there's physical failures where things are literally like falling off the wall, like
mm,
shelves that don't stay where they're supposed to, or things of that sort, right? There's those failures. I think I blocked a lot of those out, but they're there. I might come up with one. Let me think about that actually. I'm like going back into the archives of,
the whole point of this,
stuff. What's that?
whole point of this.
Oh yeah. So, okay, I'm actually going to go back to, oddly enough, I'm just thinking of shelves falling. I go right back to that hospital gift shop. I mean, this sweet little hospital gift shop. So they had these fixtures when I first started there. They had been there since, I swear, since like the early 90s or something. They were brass with glass shelves and they were on wheels and you can roll them around. And anyone who know or who's worked with me knows I'm kind of a bull with it. I'm like, I want that over there. I'm going to push it over there. I will carry it over there. I'll do it myself. There's like this TikTok video that was going around about like, when a woman wants to put something on the wall herself and her husband isn't there, she wants to do it now. And you see like coming up with some elaborate contraption idea of putting an entire shelving unit on a wall by herself. I was like, that is me. That I will do it. If I get the idea in my head that that's going to hang from the wall, I don't care if I haven't had lunch yet, nothing. I am standing on something to hang it on the wall. So I would oftentimes, I would do a lot of the changes when the store was closed because it was a really small little footprint of a store. And so store is closed and I'm in there. I am creating chaos. I mean, things are everywhere. It was like, what just happened? And I'm moving things and then like just glass shelves are breaking right and left. I mean, and these are massive shards of glass. I was just like, all right. Well, there we go. And okay, it was I call them the faceless angels. It says Demdeco.
Oh my God, you remember those? Oh my God.
Yeah, they're still out there. What are they called? Why am I totally spacing on
I
what they're
I
called?
just remember they
They're
and
very
everyone knocked them, not everyone, but all
no, but
uh,
they're yeah, and they have a very particular name, and now I'm totally escaping what it is. And I call them the faceless angels. We sold a lot of them, okay?
no, sadly, I know.
Okay, I will say this goes into my just because you can doesn't mean you should. You don't need I'm coming back to that one. I'm getting this little memory in my head. Okay. And it was filled with faceless angels. And so glass is breaking and angels are cruising on the floor and there's wings being broken, halos flying. I'm like, well, there it goes. So that is stuff that doesn't work. So now on a smaller scale, and most recently, I think of Gray Matter. There's a really great line called Gray Matter that Kina Harper Group carries. And it's beautiful stuff. And it's really color blocked. They have a lot of things that color block out. The amount of
Tell me
flippin'
that you
no, like stationery. They do some mugs, but it's primarily like journals. They have bags, different paper product kind of journals and things like that. And then they have like
the space
vases.
lavender
Yeah,
pieces.
yeah, yeah. The mint green. It's gorgeous stuff. how much stupid time, and I've never been satisfied. It never works, but I have no choice to leave it be to get the wall behind the table correct. I have tried color blocking it. I've tried color striping it. I've tried going up and vertical. I've tried horizontal. I've tried completely going rogue and doing no color blocking at all. And I have yet, and I'm always at this point of like, fine, you know what? It's good. It's good. It's good. I gotta walk away.
It's funny. I think that a lot of people think that what we do, it just comes together. It's very much a puzzle. And
Oh God, yeah. Which I love.
yeah,
However, that
sometimes you
puzzle,
have to just submit. Like
yeah.
it is, you try something 10 different ways. And at some point you kind of have to just submit, like, it is what it is. Like,
Hmm.
either I don't have the props, we don't have the time, there's
Yeah,
not enough of the product, the shelves it's on aren't working. And
exactly.
I've always kind of gone back to, a lot of times, I forget who had told me this, it was like, no one else is going to know that it doesn't, quote, look good. Like, people are going to come in and think it looks amazing.
Oh,
No one's going to
yeah,
know
that's
the
the thing.
difference, that it wasn't here versus here. Like,
Hmm. But I'll walk by and still WhatsApp, like, stop touching it. It's like, okay, I
yeah.
want to interrupt. So this goes along with just because you can doesn't mean you should. So I used to buy Lennox tabletop, and so tabletop. So like fine china, right? That was another lifetime ago. Lennox every holiday had a manger scene, your basic Jesus, Mary, Joseph manger scene. But it was collectible, and any Lennox people out there know what I'm talking about. Every year they would introduce like a new character. And it's you got your basics, like your wise men, you got some, oh, you just wait. And you got your wise men, you have your angel, okay, some sheep, great. Shepherds, okay, okay, great. And then it kept growing outwards and outwards and outwards. At one point, I'm like, is that a milkmaid? There's the guy who runs the inn. There's like dude with I mean, there was like lady carrying tray. I mean, it went just, it's soon you were going into like the whole village that wouldn't take Jesus and Mary. And I was like, you guys got to stop. There were palm trees at one point. I mean, it went on and on. It was hysterical. It's still going on. I know it is. I know it is. If they were like, and it was in that prime time of the early 2000s where it was like, we can make it, you're gonna buy it.
Yeah, things that they're, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Doesn't mean, yeah,
I will throw in my disaster.
please do.
So I work for Bristol Farms. It's 14 locations. I was hired in, I want to say, like 14 years, 15 years ago, because Dave and I just started dating.
Hmm.
And Kim, who brought me in, who Kim was the head of Punch Studio.
Oh yeah.
So
Really?
she was my rep. I knew her from Sweet XO. She was my rep. And then she left Design, and then she went to Bristol Farm to be their buyer. And at that time, the displays were managed by the buyers, not the marketing team, which is so weird. So
Okay.
it was, then they brought in somebody else named Danny. So the two of them worked together. And Danny came out of a very like anthropology kind of experience. So
Mhm.
he was all about the installation. So I was like, yes, we can do the tree limb installation. And we did one installation with a huge tree limb with not millions, hundreds of tiny little cheese graters that we did a big.
Oh, cute. Love it.
So then one year I decided, like, for Christmas, like, let's do a wine bottle display, and we'll do a big tree limb, and then we'll hang wine bottles above the wine corral area. And
Yeah.
I found plastic wine bottles. So Michelle, in her eminence of laziness and cutting corners, because it was 3 in the morning when this is going up, like the
Hmm.
rest of the holidays going up, my friend Maureen, who used to be a merchandiser for Stephen Young with me, she and I are up on a scissor lift at 3 in the morning, tying on hundreds of these plastic wine bottles. Well, to make things go faster, I decided to skip a few steps. So I was just tying them, or I forget what it was, popping the cork on, and then
Uh-huh.
put
Calling it.
it down, called it a day. It looks amazing. We get home at like 5 or 6 in the morning. I get an email. No, I get a text. The wine bottles are falling. It has to come down right now. If one falls on a customer, will be sued. And it's true. People will sue for anything. So I'm like, oh my God. And God love my husband because Dave's like, I'll go down. This is no sleep whatsoever. Dave
Oh
gets in
my
the car and drives down to Orange County, which is 45 minutes without traffic, drives
God.
during traffic, gets up on the scissor lifter and pulls this thing down. It was like, that was an epic fail and an epic, like the lesson I learned, fucking take your time,
Take
do
your time.
not
Yep.
skip steps just because you're tired, do it right. Yeah, that was 15 years ago, and I've never done something that stupid again. But like that still, I will remember that till day I die.
Love it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Good. Okay. Let's see. I am going to ask you another one. I was first looking through the ones I wrote. Ask you that one. Ask you that one. I'm gonna do a funny one. If mannequins could talk, what do you think they'd say about your work?
Oh my God. I think of that meme of like it's like two chickens and they're like over there, like it's like, if your chickens are, they're talking about you and they're like, she's really nice, but I think she's like kind of bitchy. Like
Yes.
I think if mannequins could talk, they would say, lay the fuck off me. My finger is broken. Fine, I'm missing my hair, but just like leave me alone and let it be, lady. Like let it be. Because those are one of the things I harp on as goddamn mannequins, that they're cracked or they're missing a finger or it had hair at one point and the tape
Uh-huh.
is still on the head. And yet you haven't even taken Goo Gone to the tape. At least like
God.
I'm pretty sure that they would be like, she's a judgy bitch and like let me be. I'm 15 years old. The owner doesn't have the budget to replace me. She still needs a mannequin. I've been here, lady. I've been here taking care of the window before you were even born. That's
But she would at least say, "Thank God you put pants and a shirt on me," because the people who don't.
thank you for putting a scarf on my head, even though I don't have a wig anymore, so I look like I have something on my head. But
Yes,
that's say that.
I love it. I love it.
Um, I love I love this one. What's a non-merchandising skill or life experience that secretly makes you better at your job?
Mm. Waiting to speak.
Hmm.
That one, I think, I mean, it's, yeah, like taking a moment. Look how quick I said it though. But but honestly, is listening and waiting to speak is, I think, helps me better with my job because there's so much information that has yet to be given or needs to be given. And I definitely do have to tell myself, especially if I get excited about what's about to happen or like, oh, like I'm really excited about this project and I want to jump in there and do. Um, but I think waiting to speak. Yeah, there, I'm going with that. Quick and simple.
I should
How
learn.
about you?
I should learn that because I we all know I interrupt like there's no tomorrow. When we went, well, it's funny, like backstory is when we did the ASD thing and we're prepping for this, it's like, I want to make sure we pass the baton back and forth. And I even
Mhm.
said, because I interrupt people like there's no tomorrow and I really don't want to interrupt you. And I know that's what I do. And it's like
Oh, dude, but I interrupted you. I actually was watching some. I cannot, and there's
grabbing
a
for
point where I was like, "Could you give me the microwave, the microphone back?"
the microphone. I'm like,
Because it was excited. So, see, it doesn't mean it doesn't work all the time, but I think, especially with like a new environment and a new situation that I'm in, it doesn't always work when you're with people you know really well.
I think I think for mine is the understanding that we all do things differently, and it's what we do is subjective. And I
Hmm.
experience that I haven't really talked a lot about with that one brand that I did set up for, that we had a situation where it was the main merchandiser who's been there forever, which is amazing, could not verbalize what he wanted. And to watch someone just go through, and it wasn't me, thankfully, but to watch this person go through this display 10 times, and each time it was wrong and it wasn't verbalized. And it's when it, at the end of the day, what we do is subjective. And whether I put it on the right hand side or you put it on the left hand side,
Yeah.
it's amazing. And I think that learning, I knew that I learned this lesson before I got into that situation. But learning that and seeing it from afar, and understanding that yes, we want everything to look perfect, but my perfect and your perfect are different, and it's subjective. And at the end of the day, it goes back to that saying, at the end of the day, is the customer going to know the difference between this thing was on the right hand side and now it's on the left hand side? Is it? And they're not. And I think it's hard. I think all of us, buyers, merchandisers, designers, store owner, I think all of us wrestle with what we see would be the perfect, what it's supposed to look like is perfect. And I think, again, if we can kind of remember, my vision of perfect and your vision of perfect are different. And
Yeah.
does it still look amazing? Fuck yeah. And I really, it helped immensely with when we were doing CMA, because CMA was the whole fucking showroom. Like, I don't know how many square,
Exactly.
50,000 square foot show.
Yeah.
And we had yourself and Jessica and Ron. And my biggest thing was really making sure that we as merchandisers had an alike style. So when you went into the showroom, it was cohesive, and it didn't look like, sometimes you go into showrooms that have multi vendors
Yeah.
and different people do the display and it looks disconnected, as opposed to when you go into a Fine Lines, when you go into
Mhm.
Steve Young, when you walk in, the displays are different, but it, as a collective overall look, it's cohesive. You know,
Exactly. And I think, that is sometimes I think showrooms, I mean, showrooms in particular, there are sometimes you feel like the individual vendors outshine the showroom as a whole, and you sometimes wonder, and there's a lot of showrooms who are like, no, we are the presenter of these goods, and this is the experience you're walking into. And then the vendors kind of reflect that experience, you know what I mean? And that's I always like that I always like that showroom experience the best, you know what I mean? Like there will be showrooms you walk into and you're like, what showroom am I in? I don't even know, because it's just all sort of, and maybe it doesn't matter, because the thing is if the product sells. I
yeah.
enjoy walking into an experience though, and that's something that I love more than anything. So.
I think with CMA, I really wanted strong merchandisers that we all merchandise alike. So,
Yeah, and I think it worked really well.
and I did not, I was sick part of the time too. And but I also had other jobs going on. So
You're
it
like
was
on death's door at one point.
so great to go in and see what everyone had done. It's like some things would I've done differently. Yeah, but it was like, God, man, it was so amazing to step out of that. And that's, I think, with that situation with that one vendor, what I kept going back to was like, I was really proud about how that job came out, and how,
Hmm.
like, I did not step, because my nickname used to be Controlla. I mean, like, really, like, that was my nickname.
Oh
And it
my
was
God.
nice to be able to step out of that and not have to insert myself, and let my merchandisers and designers be merchandisers and designers and do what we hired everybody to do,
Hmm.
shop
Hmm.
to make the product look amazing. And like that, I think that really helped me as I went along, being able to step back and understand display is subjective. And
Hmm. Hmm.
it's not, I mean, there are some very wrong displays, and absolutely
Yes.
we will step in and say something, but you know, does it look amazing? Yeah. Would I
It
be?
was fun because that was such collaborative experience. And even though we were all working, the only thing I think we all fought over was greenery.
Oh my God, it's not enough.
We kept like coming into Ron's space and taking we're like taking his background. And but there was like that healthy competitiveness of like seeing someone like, oh man, they're doing something really cool. I need to be cool too. Am I cool enough? Okay, push that, push. It was a good push and asking each other opinions and like, okay, what do you think about this? Should I go this to this? Or yeah, that's really good. That was I love that. I love working with people like that. It's super
That was
fun.
great. And I wish that other situation
Could have been a little more positive that way. Yeah.
because it's a shame because that is going to be, I mean, that has been the situation. It's still going on there. And it's like it will,
Hmm.
and what's sad now is, and I'm sure everyone's like, what line is it? If you DM me, I'll tell you. But what that is going to be the downfall every single show season until either that person steps aside or they loosen their fucking skirt. It's like,
Yeah,
loosen up, Sally. It's like it's not what we do is not saving lives. This is not a liver. It's candles and books and
I
pop.
know,
It's like loosen up, Sally. Like it's so
Sally.
I think until you understand it or you're able to see through somebody else's eyes and understand it's subjective, I think that
Hmm.
so that's my
I love it. That's good. That's good.
it was your question, Matt was my
I
answer.
like the answer. I like the answer. I'm like, what's the question? I don't even remember anymore. It doesn't even remember. Um,
So
how many questions have we asked? Are we good? What do we think?
we're good. I think it's 6. We're also heading into an hour plus, so I don't want
Yeah,
to. But this was fun. I think we
this
need
was super fun.
fun. I keep asking you guys to send in questions because
Yeah,
we
did no one send any questions to us?
um no,
No.
I forget. Somebody sent something. It was more a comment about something we did. If I can
Better be a good comment.
let me see if I can find it. It was, I thought, our friend Christy. Um, I can't find him. But no, we didn't have any questions. And I will say this, you guys, like honestly, like if you have a question about floor plan and if you have pictures, include your pictures because we can share the screen.
Definitely. I know.
We,
And we had some good questions in ASD, and I thought that was really enjoyable. So
I mean,
I'm
there's
looking forward to seeing if, and hopefully, it would be nice to follow up with some of the people who asked questions and see if it helped anybody.
yeah, I mean, that was when I did the lawn and garden show. Actually, even when I did Fine Lines, Show Me Your Store. Actually, I had 2 of the stores with one of the suggestions I made, or the suggestions I made for their stores. Both of them actually took pictures of it after. It was great to see, and it was so. And that's what this is about, you guys. Is like they for the Fine Lines event, it was like, hey, I have this weird corner. I'm not sure what to do with it. Here's the rest of the story behind this space. And then I gave my 2 cents and then they went and tried it. And then
Hmm.
that's what it's about. It's like if there's like
Seriously.
a weird space or I want to do this concept and I have this is all I have left and I don't know how to reinvent this. It's all of those things. Like so I hope you guys ask us questions, send in pictures. We will share pictures.
Absolutely.
Do it anonymously if you want. We won't share your name, but
Yeah. Reach out to us on Instagram. That always works as well. We like to talk. Give us someone to talk to.
it's fun. So that's it, guys. This is our shelf talk for the month. And thank you again for all of your support, and thank you for coming out and sending us the love. When we were at the gift show, I think we talked about like how great it was to have see people and have people come up and want to take a picture with us. And I just love this. And it's in our I forgot I think I mentioned to you as we were doing stories when we were at ASD, we were able to do some fun things like,
Oh yeah.
I'm looking for a chimp on a toilet. Do you have one of those? Like those kinds of, but people, the DMs I got were like, you guys are so fun together. Like you need to do more together. And I hopefully the more we are out doing things together, the more we can do. But for now, Shelf Talk is pretty
Yeah,
good. Close
I
enough.
know. But, watch out, Las Vegas summer show.
God damn. Okay. Thank you guys.
It's coming up, guys.
Please stay on so I can
I
talk.
will.
Speaking of Vegas, I'll talk
Yeah.
to you soon. Thank you so much for everybody.
Thank you.
Next Shelf Talk.
Bye.
Bye.